Good morning. I am Tracy Makarenko and I'm here to do February's angel card reading for you. This month I am using Cheryl Lee-Harnish Path of the Soul cards. They are fractal energy art and I just love these cards. Little nervous this morning about using them for this February reading because they are just so different, and you'll see what I mean when I start drawing the cards and showing them to you. So I hope you had a good January, and some of the points that came up in last month's reading has been helpful for you. Hope you've had a chance to really get to know yourself and your body and what you need physically and emotionally, food-wise. And I hope you've been practicing acceptance and learning to say thank you. So for this month, I'm not sure what's going to come up, but I will now shuffle and deal. Very interesting. All right, like I said, these cards are a little different. So the first card is the number 40, and that's what it looks like. It's very red and yellow, definitely bits of orange moving from the red to the yellow. It looks like a horse. I see the two eyes and the nose coming down. Very happy horse. Almost like it's wearing a little bit of armor. But then the mane flows beautifully down into its body. This is about seeing, hearing, it's about the senses other than speaking. So this month is going to be more about us tuning into listening and seeing and smelling and just getting a sense of what is going on around us rather than constantly verbalizing. And this is so funny to me because I just finished writing up my newsletter for February, and that's exactly what it's about. When I was 8, I had 2 months where I lost my hearing, and all my other senses peaked at that time. And it was a very exciting time for me, and I really enjoyed it actually, to be able to pay attention to people's emotions by using my eyes instead of listening to what was going on. And of course, I couldn't hear what people were saying, so I needed to read their lips. I learned how to read lips in order to pay attention to what was going on. And sometimes what we do is we respond before we actually know what people are really going to say, because we've gotten to such a habit of people saying the same things over and over again that there's expectations as to what the answers need to be. So this month, really try to pay attention with your other senses and not so much be committed to speech. Now, I am going to look up what this card means, although, like I said many times, has to do with other things. So this card is the Egyptian eagle. And it says, this is the time to release all your past ideals that no longer serve you. If you have been doing inner work, this card represents its completion and a shift into the new. If you are just beginning, this card represents that it is time to begin your inner work. pretty right on if you ask me. So that's very exciting. So what is really interesting to me when I first drew these cards is this next one is almost an inversion of the first one. So the first card was this, and the second card is this. Oops, sorry. There we go. And this is number 30. And this is about moving up to another level. Once we start paying more attention with our eyes and the smells around us and our hearing, and we release from having to verbalize everything quickly, we take in other things first, let it process in a different way, we really are going to start expanding outwards. And that's what this card is all about. It's about coming from our inner core, from that base chakra, and really expanding outwards. So you'll get a sense, a different sense of how people feel emotionally or physically, or you'll be able to see something different in people's face, in their face, as to where they're at. And it's twofold. So it's not just about hearing what people are saying, it's also that listening, so taking it to that next level. It's not about smelling something as a whole, but being able to decipher the differences in what it is you're smelling, how many different items make up that one smell. So many times we'll walk into our kitchen and go, oh, someone's making bacon. And they're not just cooking bacon, they're cooking a lot of other things in the room, but that's the one we tend to smell first. But what else is there? You know, can you smell the coffee and the eggs? Can you even smell the cantaloupe that's been cut up and put on the table? Or maybe the freshly ground pepper. So try and get down to another level of sense. And same with taste. I mean, it amazes me how some of the chefs around the world can actually pull out different tastes. And my husband and I, we enjoy a nice glass of wine, and we've gotten to the point where we actually are starting to be able to pull out different things within that wine, you know, whether it's a chocolate base or a berry base or a pepper base, and it's just fun. We don't drink wine all the time, but when we do have a nice glass of wine, it's nice to be able to kind of savor that moment and figure out what else is in there. It's like going to a nice restaurant and really understanding the textures and the flavors of what it is you're eating. You know, pay attention to it. It's just not, oh, a cheese flavor. Well, what is it? Try and get a sense of that next level. And you can do this with everything in your life. Get a next sense of someone's happy, but are they really happy? You know, where is that going to? Like, get a sense of the people around you and what they're feeling. Get a sense of what you're really feeling. Is that emotion you're having a true emotion, or is it something else that is a little bit different than what you think it is? So the number 30 card is Goddess. Her yellow crown denotes self-empowerment, and the red denotes a strong embracement of her femininity. For women, the goddess is here to remind you that your sexuality is an important part of being in a female body. And it is just as important as all the other aspects that make you you. For men, there is a strong female energy around you. Begin to study and understand this feminine energy as it plays an important role in balancing your male energy. So remember, male and female also can be the physical and the emotional aspects of our life. So maybe getting more in touch with the depths of what's going on in both of those aspects. So the third card is number 34. feels like it's a snail that's pulling their stuff along with them. And it's time to let that go and to move forward. So kind of building on all this other stuff. Instead of sticking with the old and dealing with the way things have always been, it's about trying something new. And these are images of one another. So the reflection you see of yourself may not be exactly what you believe it to be. Take a deeper look at that and see what else it has to tell you. So number 34 is red native. From the time of the first man, every thought has been recorded within the collective consciousness. You can either draw from this source or you can consciously make a positive contribution to it. You have much wisdom within you, and it is time to share it. This can be in the form of talking. However, there are many other ways to communicate. Whatever your choice, you are making a lasting contribution by raising the collective consciousness of man. So isn't that interesting, how that all has evolved? So, for your month, try to move to a different level of awareness within your body. Try to break free of those habits we have when we're in conversation, when we respond a certain way. I remember years ago someone asking me, just, in the grocery store, "So, how are you?" And I was like, "I'm having a really great day today. Things have been great." And the girl looked at me like I had 3 heads. And it confused me, so I started paying attention to what people were doing. And every time somebody had asked, "How are you doing?" the normal answer was, "Oh, I'm so busy, I just don't have time for anything." So check to see what you're doing that can change, that can become more of a truth, or can have a deeper sense of meaning for you and understanding, so you can get to know yourself even that much more than you already do. Very interesting reading. If you have any additional questions about this reading, you can post them on Facebook. I'd love to answer them. And we will see you in March.